Yo, what is going on, guys? It is me, TyTex Videos, back with another video. And, yeah. Today, it's gonna be a little bit of a different video, because I'm gonna be talking about something, a little bit irrelevant to what I usually do. Well, I found this topic, and it's about, something that's going on in the UK. I don't know if any of you watching live in London, UK, but if you do, or you don't, you probably heard of Oxford Street. Yeah. And on Oxford Street, after COVID, there have been these American candy shops that have just been appearing there out of nowhere. And 30 of them just came up out of nowhere. And they all look exactly the same. And they all sold the exact same products. And it's really weird because they just came out of nowhere. And, the stores look related somehow because, some people that work there have been caught going into other stores similar to that. So, we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about that today. So, there have been a lot of theories about these shops, about them, being a fake business and money launderers, which I think they are, because, I've been to, London, UK on Oxford Street, and let me just tell you, there's nobody ever in their shops. They're always dead empty. And, their foods, are really overpriced. One bag of Twinkies would be, 20 pounds, and it is just so overpriced. Also, the rent on Oxford Street is, a lot of money. On Oxford Street, the rent to have a shop in the middle of, the busiest area in London, it's a lot of money. And these shops all look deserted with overpriced goods and still manage to, have to stay open. Now, like I said before, I think there's really something fishy going on, because when I was in London, I was going around the shops and I was talking to all the people, and I pulled out my phone to search something on Google, and the guy grabs my phone in a way. He puts his hand down on my phone and he says no, you can't do that. And I think he thought I was recording, and I was like, no, I'm not recording. I'm just looking something up. And I just feel like the guys, they were really fishy. And then when I started asking questions, they got really defensive. And if you look on YouTube, there's also a lot of YouTube videos about it, how the people, refuse to answer questions about the money laundering. And if you ask them, are you money launderers? They're going to be like, no comment. I'm not going to say yes or no. And I don't know, I can't speak for all the shops, but I'm pretty sure, most of them on Oxford Street are money launderers. Because, like I said before, deserted, high rent, nobody ever in the shops, overpriced goods, come on. Also, there have been a ton of, reports on these shops and YouTube videos, like I said before. And I think, some time ago, they were actually raided, by the police, and tons of, goods were taken out of the shop because it turns out they were selling counterfeit goods, counterfeit Wonka bars and counterfeit other items. For example, Wonka bars, they're owned by Nestle, and they were discontinued in 2010 due to poor sales. These stores would be getting random chocolate bars that are 25 cents at the market and putting a Wonka wrapper over them and calling them Wonka bars and selling them for £7. And it's just insane. And, I live in America, right? And, I can get all the American foods there, right? And, I like how they call it American candy, because, they put, a bunch of, sugary cereals and stuff like that in there. And I don't even eat cereal to begin with. I don't know about y'all, but I don't eat cereal. But yeah, they were raided, and a bunch of counterfeit goods were taken out. And by the time I went to London, all their counterfeit Wonka bars and stuff like that were gone off the shelves. And they were just selling normal American goods. And there's something really fishy about them. If you look on YouTube, people made videos trolling them. And there was one video where a guy trolled them and they started following him and stuff like that. Also, when I was in London and I was in a taxi, I asked the guy, why are there so many, the taxi driver, I asked him, why are there so many American candy shops on Oxford Street? And he said, they're money launderers. I'm like, I knew there was something fishy about them. Also, When I was just in Germany for spring break, and I met this guy. He was running like a shop, and he said he used to work at a shop called Kingdom of Sweets, which is an American candy shop that was on that road and is also in London. And I asked, is Kingdom of Sweets, are they money launderers? And the guy replies, it's complicated, and that he just worked there, and that no communication from the owner would go through him and stuff. They would talk behind their backs, and I found that really fishy too. And also when I was in London, I was in a shop, and I was talking to the guys there in one of the shop, American candy store, and I was asking questions because I was really curious. And I heard there was a guy I was talking to by the candy, and then there was a guy behind the counter. The guy behind the counter says something to the guy who was talking to me by the candy, and because I was asking so many questions, and the guy by the candy, the worker, he says, "Oh, sorry, I can't talk to you," and then he just went behind the counter or went in the back. It was very weird. Now, I don't know if the candy shops have changed since I last went there. I went there 9 months ago. But there were, when I went there 9 months ago, there were 29 of the shops on the Oxford Street. Also, I did hear something. The time after I left London and went back to America, after that, it turns out 9 of the American candy shops shut down, and then 9 new ones opened up. So 9 American candy shops shut down, and then 9 more American candy shops opened up. If that's not fishy, I don't know what is. If you shut down a shop, 9 of the same shop shut down, and then 9 more open, it just doesn't make sense. And also, who knows why they shut down? Maybe they were getting caught by the police. Now, yeah, I don't know anything really I don't know much. I don't know much more about them, but all I do know is, like I said earlier, counterfeit items were detained by the police. I don't know if the 9 new shops that are open sell them because they don't know they're illegal, but I heard 100,000 pounds worth of counterfeit Wonka bars were taken from the shelves of the American candy shops, and thousands and hundreds of thousands of more items were taken that are illegal to sell. And also, when I went to the American candy shop, they would sell, what's it called? They would sell a American version of a dairy milk bar that you can get here for £7, and here you can get it for $2. Overpriced. So I think I'm getting close to the end of the video. But the last things I gotta say are, if you're on one of the biggest shopping centers of London, and nobody's ever in your shops, okay, and you're constantly having to pay rent, plus the candy you have to import from America to keep there, and you don't make any money at the end of the day, and you're willing to stay there with 20 other of the same shops on the street, okay? It's you can't physically you cannot survive. You cannot physically have a shop there if nobody's ever in your shop buying stuff. Because if you have to buy, you have to rent, you have to pay for rent and pay for the stuff you're selling from America. Yeah. Also, a lot of the stuff made in America are made from other countries. I don't know. But if you're paying the cost of money to import from America, and you're paying for real estate, okay, and I looked, there's 29 shops, nobody's ever in their shops, nobody. They're not making any money. That means there's gotta be, they've gotta be cheating, because you can't afford that, okay, and these shops have been open for years now, it's not a new thing. I know since 2019, well, not 2019, but 2020, because it was during or after COVID, they opened, but you can't afford that, so there's got to be some money laundering there. Alright, everybody, thank you for watching. I do think these shops are money launderers. If you do too, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and yeah, subscribe if you want to go to the money laundering shops. Goodbye.